Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now this video is all about a Laser 160 inline twin. I've had this engine for about 3 years, more or less ever since they came out, one of the first off the production line, and I've used it regularly flying my Mustang, and it's performed at various shows across the country, and I've regularly flown it at my flying sites and absolutely love it. It's a brilliant engine, sounds superb. I've put videos on the channel, on the YouTube channel, so you can see that yourselves. But about 3 weeks ago when I was last flying it, I noticed that the engine was a bit rough. When I mean rough, the running wasn't rough, just turning it over, it didn't feel right. So I replaced the front bearings, no problem at all. But when I put it back together, it was still feeling a bit rough. So I didn't fly it. And bearing in mind that I wanted to fly it at an upcoming event, which is in fact this Sunday, although having said it's this Sunday, it was going to be this Sunday, but that's been postponed because of the weather, I was running out of time to do anything with it. So I'm not saying in desperation, because that's the wrong connotation. I sent it, or contacted Paul James to see if he would work on it for me and replace the bearings. Now the reason for this was, yes, I was running out of time, but B, I know, having spoken to John Harper, ex-Laser, who designed the engine, he said there were some peculiarities on the timing of the front cylinder. It's not straightforward. Paul has never worked on a 160 inline, so he accepted the challenge, and I duly sent it off to him. And he's done his work on it. He's replaced the internal bearings for me, and I've got the engine back and it's still in the box. So this video is about unboxing it, see what it's like, putting it back in the Mustang, and then hopefully, well not hopefully, but at the end of the video, doing a test run of the engine in the garden. So without further ado, let's go over to the workbench for the unboxing and assembly in the Mustang. I don't like unboxing videos, but never mind, this one's mine, so we'll just crack on with it. This arrived, I sent it to Paul last week before the bank holiday. I think he got it on the Friday before the bank holiday. It's now the Thursday the following week, and I received it yesterday. So Paul did extremely well. He knew that I wanted it, as it were, urgently because of this meet that I had. But he jumped on it more or less immediately. So anyway, let's get it out of the box. Engine bearers, I'll need those. Nothing else in there. There's the bag of bearings that Paul replaced, all 5 of them. They don't look too bad, but we shall see. And I had him replace the valve springs and some of the seals as well. Might as well whilst he was there. Right, so here is the beast. Just going to get a cloth to put it on because it'll be oily. I don't want to get oil all over my workbench because it's my building bench. Just get rid of some of the... Oh, I've even got my little exhaust stub. I'll have to replace that probably. I don't know, that might be all right. That's for when it fits in the cowl so that the exhaust exits level with the cowl line on the Mustang without it protruding. Okay, so... Well, initial thoughts are that that's a lot smoother than it was when I sent it to Paul, which is absolutely great news. Really is good. Okay. As you can see from the discoloration on the engine, it's had quite a bit of use, and people will say, oh yeah, it's different colour, the rear pot to the front, because it's overheating. It's always difficult to, with an inline twin, to get cooling to the rear pot, because obviously it's sheltered from any incoming air coming through there from the front pot. So the idea is that you've got to baffle the cowl so that the air is forced down the side of the engine, not over the engine, it's forced down the side of the engine and baffled at the back, so it's forced in effect through the rear cylinder. You can also see that, I don't know if it will come out on camera, let's just come a bit closer. There, you can probably see where the discoloration here is greater than here, and that's because of the close proximity of the silencer. And again, if I turn around this side, you can see this is the cool part of the engine, and that's the hot part of the engine. Obviously the exhaust port there, that's the hot side, and that's the cool side. So you want to get as much cooling air onto that as possible. So bearing that in mind, let me just show you what the cowl looks like with the baffling in place. So there is the cowl. Some oil in there, get rid of that. And when we look at the front of the cowl, I don't know if you can see that inside there, but there's a baffle plate here on one side of the engine which stops the air going down that side and forces the air down that side. And then when we look inside, there's a horizontal plate here which is joined to that front baffle, and that stops any air spilling down the bottom of the engine. In other words, all the air is kept at the top to keep it cooling. What I've also done is I also put in a scoop vent here, so that what I was finding was that because I got telemetry on the model, and it's got temperature sensors which I can put on both pots, and I've got the telemetry to show me when there is a great variation in temperature between the front and rear pot. And if it warns me about that, then all I do is throttle back, go into a couple of shallow dives, and that forces air obviously through the engine, and that cools it down. Works successfully. But that was coming up quite a few times during flights, especially during the summer. So I thought, well, I need to get some more cooling air in, so introduce this little scoop here so the air goes in and down onto the rear cylinder, and that has improved it a lot. So now the cylinders are more or less in balance. They're not the same temperature, but there's not a vast difference in temperature between the two pots. So the idea is the engine, if I can do this by hand here, is in, get this right, the engine is there inside the cowling, and you can see that side baffling there, horizontal baffling, stopping the air going over the top, and all the air is forced down and round the cool side and through to the hot side, and then exits through the fuselage. There's holes in the firewall on the fuselage to let the hot air go through to the fuselage, and then the air exits the Mustang at the back, where the full-size one has got the drop plate, or the drop flap if you like, that allows the hot air from the radiator to escape. So I'll just get the plane on the bench, the fuselage on the bench, and start assembling it. So here's a better view, and now I've got the engine mounted in the fuselage. Just turn it round and point it up to the camera there, as you can see, and just tilt it round the other way again. Okay, so engine installed, prop and spinner on, fueled up. So just turn it over a couple of times just to get it a bit wet. Give it a bit of throttle to do that. Not obviously the globe isn't on. Right, let's see what happens then. Well, that isn't bad, is it? Sounding good. And that was, I hadn't done anything to it apart from put it together. So I hadn't tried it before this video. That's straight into the frame, as you saw, prepped, fueled up, glow plug on, go driver on, and that's it. It's a warm day, so the warming up is not long. May need to adjust my throttle curve tick over, but that to my mind is pretty damn good. Well done, Paul. Lovely tick over. Let's go on to my throttle curve, edit it. That's my tick over sorted. So it's like on pickup. That's good. Okay. Well, that's a big thumbs up, Paul. Well done, mate. You've done a good job there. Cracking job. Let's feels like it's new again, to be quite honest, the engine. And that'll free up a bit with a few more flights, or when I get it flying I should say. So yeah, I'm happy with that, very happy. Good stuff. Right, time to put the cowl back on, and it'll be up to the field to fly it actually on Saturday, I would think. So I've got to say that a success, as you can see from the video of the engine running. Paul has done a good job, a grand job. The engine feels tight. When I say tight, it's not rough, it just feels like it was when it was new. So with a bit of running that will loosen up a bit, but it sounds beautiful. I didn't have to adjust the carbs, which was good. I had adjusted them before. I think adjusting the linkage between the two carbs has helped, because it seemed to be a lot smoother than it was before. But the proof will be when I fly it, which, as I said earlier, will be on Saturday. Anyway, that'll wrap that video up. So thanks for watching. You know the score. If you hadn't subscribed, please do so. Put likes down below, comments down below, you name it, we'll go for it, and I will respond as and when. And now it'll be back onto the Mystic building, which is there, as you can see, the Mystic, which is very near completion. In fact, I'll probably complete it today, stroke tomorrow. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Cheers.